Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Aibowan. Vanakkam. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. First of all, my wholehearted gratitude goes to the Almighty Allah for giving me this opportunity to teach a lesson with the support of Citizen Media Network Ninthavur. They approached me and requested a time for conducting a class for GCE O-level students, those who are going to sit for the GCE O-level examination in December this year. So, as you know, all the schools and the private tuition centers were closed to protect the children from the COVID-19. So due to this pandemic, the O-level as well as the A-level and the grade 5 children are staying at home without a live teaching learning process. So I think this program is a kind of a motivational program for the students, those who are staying at home, this program which definitely induce all the children to spend the time efficiently and effectively. So today, in the December this year, the O-level students are going to be sit for the O-level examination, as well as the grade 5 students as well as the advanced level students are going to sit for their examination in the August. So as you all know, English is important for all the grades. As I said that grade 5 children also have some lessons in English, as well as for the O-level children, this is the main subject, including the other subjects. There are 6 main subjects for the O-level students, and also there is a general English for advanced level students. English language, now I am going to have a class for the O-level students, and this lesson is going to be focused on personal notes as well as how to write a notice. So as you all know, in English language for the GCE O-level examination paper, so the paper has there are two papers, 2 parts. One is part 1, and the another part 2 paper is for the GCE O-level students. So for this part 1 paper, it is for 1 hour. It is for 1 hour time, and this is for 2 hours. So both these papers carries 100 marks. Both these paper carries 100 marks. Now, my dear students and the parents, look at this whiteboard. Now there are some particular skills which are going to be tested for the students in the GCE O-level examination. For an example, now we are going to see part 1 question paper. So this is part 1 question paper. Here there are 8 questions, number 2 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. There are 8 questions will be tested for the students, and each question will carry 5 marks. Each question will carry 5 marks. So 8 into 5, altogether 40 marks. Now the important thing is, our students are losing their marks in writing skills in the examination, in the part 1 paper especially. So these are very simple questions, question number 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. But these 2 questions are, for an example, question number 6 and question number 8, both these questions are covering the writing skills of the students. So these 2 questions are covering the writing skills of the students. Now, if the student are very much good with the writing skill, they can get the 5 marks from each questions from question number 6 and 8. And the rest of the questions from 1 to 5 and 7, those are very easy questions for the students. So now today I am going to have a class for only these 2 skills. So only this is skill, writing skill. So question number 6 and 8, and I want to tell you the another thing is, in the all syllabus, this question was picture description, but the students were requested to write a sentence by seeing the picture. The new syllabus students are requested to fill in the blanks. So the words are given, and the correct word should be identified and should be selected by the students, and they should write and they should fill in the blanks in the picture description questions without any spelling error. Now you all know the clear paper description. So for an example, this is the part 1 question paper. There are 8 questions in the part 1 question paper, and these 3 questions are very identical questions for the students, because they are losing the marks in the question number 6 and the question number 8. So these are the questions. Now I am going to tell you which skills are being tested in the questions in order. So here the students are being tested reading skills, and the question number 2 is vocabulary, and question number 3 also vocabulary, but it is a picture description. And another thing is, the question number 4 is grammar. This is grammar questions, and question number 5 reading, and question number 6 or 7 also reading. So now you see, so we know in English language there are reading and writing and listening and speaking, except that, so there are skills, vocabularies as well as grammar knowledge. If these skills are very good with the students, they can earn good marks from this question, part 1 question paper. Now if you want to get A pass in English language, you have to get 40 marks in part 1 paper. So it is easy for you all, because if you do more practice on this paper, if you get for the last 5 or 6 years papers, if you do it continuously at home, now you have been given a vacation for a long time. The school were closed on 13th of March, and we don't know when the schools are going to be opened due to this COVID-19 pandemic. So we don't know when the government is going to open this school. So my dear students, this is a good opportunity to learn yourself at home. This is a kind of motivational program to interact you with the live teaching learning process. My dear students, now these 2 questions, now we are going to see these 2 questions, and how the examiners are marking these 2 questions. The writing skills in part 1 question paper is the marks are allocated for the students is in a different form. So for an example, this is C and L. So content has allocated 2 marks, and language has allocated 5 marks. So likewise, question number 8 also, content for 2 marks and language for 3 marks, altogether 5 marks, right? So our children think that we have written a good answer for question number 6 and 8, but we don't have, we are not provided the full marks for those questions. But here, how the examiners are marking the papers is, so if there are content in the questions, so I will explain you what are the contents you have to include in this in these questions, and what are the languages. So if you do not know the grammar knowledge, if you do not have enough grammar knowledge, your language will be I think not to the expected level. So that's why I am telling you these 2 skills, these 2 questions are very important for the students. And now today we are going to see these 2 questions, question number 6 and question number 8, right? clear lamegila. Question number 6. Now we are going to see how to answer and what are the questions will be tested for question number 6. So here now we are going to see the personal notes. So how to write a personal note? Personal notes. So question number 6, only 2 types of question will be asked for the students, personal note or a notice. So if the students are ready with these 2 personal note and a notice, they can get 5 marks without any deduction from the examiner. Now you know there is a simple, it is not lengthy, so there is a format for personal note. Now today we are going to see this personal note. Personal note, there is a small format. Each and every thing has a format. So likewise a personal note also has a format here, and put a date here, simply put a date, and there is a salutation, and this is briefly, you have to contents in brief, right? You have to include the contents, in brief, right? And finally you have to write your name. So the writer's name must be written at the end of this personal note. So this is a format to write a personal note. But I am going to tell you, so the students, you can't, like there are 2 types of letters in English. So if we are writing letters, formal or otherwise informal letters, the formal letters, as usually we are writing dear, but here we can't, we don't need to write dear sir or dear madam, and these are not necessary for personal notes. Dear sir or dear madam, it's not necessary for personal notes, and it should be brief and to the point, right? And they are normally written to people we know very well. So these personal notes are written to the people we know very well. For an example, we can write our teachers, as well as we can write our friends and relatives, and those and some other people, those know very well for us. And we can end this letter, yours sincerely, and yours sincerely, yours truly, yours faithfully. We can't we don't want to write this yours sincerely, or you can yours faithfully, and this and that, right? And use a simple style and put the date on the right side here, and put your name at the end of this personal note, right? Now there are I'm going to tell you the another thing is, personal note can be divided into 2. One is a note of thanks. Sometime a note of thanks will be asked for the students to write, and a note of apology. Right? And here you don't want to write more than 5 sentences or more than 6 or 7 sentences. So the students will be asked to write about 30 to 40 words for question number 6, right? And now I am going to write a small a note of thanks, right? Now I am going to write a small note of thanks by using this box. As I mentioned in the box, now I am going to write a note of thanks, right? This is a note of thanks. Now I am going to put a date here, 8 and 4th 2020. This is Nipuna. Thanks for getting the English novel for me. The English novel for me. I'll pay you later. I'll pay you later. Now at the end of the sentence I have placed a full stop. At the end of this note I have put a name Sita. Now you see, this is a note of thanks. So this is a question asked for the students in question number 6. This is a personal note. So now we are seeing how to write a note of thanks to a friend, for an example. So this is the format which I told you earlier. So you have to put on the top of the right hand corner the date should be there, and there should be a salutation. So just normally how to write without dear Nipuna. This is the name of the person who is going to receive this note of thanks, and this is the content of this note. This should be in brief. This should be short and brief. Now you see here only 2 sentences have been written by me. One is, thanks for getting the English novel for me. So she or he expresses her thanks for getting an English novel for her or for him. So you see here, thanks for getting the English novel for me. That's all. That is one sentence. And for that, so I'll pay you later. Here I want to tell you, here this is I'll. So this is the contraction form of I will. So here in the personal note we can use contracted form, right? But you can't use the contracted form in the formal letter. So if you are writing a letter, for an example, to a director, you can't write this contracted form. But because this is a formal letter, now you are writing a letter to the director, but here this is the contracted form. Here I have used the apostrophe comma to contract these 2 words into one word. So this is the thing. So this is the personal note. I told you earlier that the personal note can be written to the people we know very well, right? So the director, sometime he may not be known by me, right? So there we can't write this I'll and this and like that, right? So we can use contracted form here. So this is a kind of personal note. So we have lot of personal notes for you. So I will write everything here on the board. So you can get a photo very simply, and you can write down this after finishing this lesson, right? So this is the first lesson we are having today. So inshallah, with the help of the Almighty Allah, we can do more classes on different skills as well as different types of questions, right? Now let's move how to write a note of apology. This is a kind of note of apology. You see, now I'm going to change the name for Kamal here, right? At the end of this salutation you must put a comma, right? This is a punctuation mark which must be placed at the end of a salutation when you write a personal note, right? So I'm going to write the content of the personal note. I'm sorry. I'm going to write the second sentence. I can't come for the match. I can't come for the match. Now you see, here also I have used the apostrophe comma to correct can and not. Right? Here also I have used apostrophe comma to correct the words I and am. Now another sentence I am going to write for the content. Have to go to Kandy urgently. You see here, have to go to Kandy or Colombo or anywhere urgently. Right? Urgently. There is another full stop. And now I am going to end this letter. I have put a name Sarah. Now you see, my dear students, earlier I have written a note of thanks. Now I have written a note of apology. This is an apology. You know, this is the difference in between these two. The thanks is different and apology is another one. Right? So you see the content of the personal note, right? This is the date, as I told you earlier. If you want to write a personal note to your friend or someone, so there must be a date and the salutation which should be ended with the comma and Kamal. This must be a capital letter because you know the first letter of each sentence should be in capital. And now I have I'm going to explain you how I have written this note of apology. You see here, I am sorry. So he feels sorry. So for what he feels sorry? You see here, I can't come for the match. So they have, I think they have arranged a match. But due to some reasons, he is unable to go for the match. That's why he has written a sentence, I am sorry. He feels sorry because he can't go for the match. So that's why he has written this personal note, I am sorry, I can't come for the match. It is a very simple sentence. As you all know, this is a modal verb. So for an example, you know, can is here, can and verb 1. So as I said, I want to tell you the verb 1 is the basic form. That is the base form of the verb. For an example, write is the base form of the verb. Right? Here you can put only the write. Right? You can't put wrote because it is the past tense of the word write. And you can't write written here because this is the past participle form of the word write. So after can, you can put only the base form of the verb. That's why I am telling you this is the verb 1 form. Right? So here you see I can't come for the match. Have to go to Kandy urgently. My dear students, this is very clear for you. Have. Here you know, as you have studied, if any sentence should begin with the subject. But here you can see this sentence has begun with the verb. You see, simply they are telling have to go to Kandy urgently. Right? They want to go to Kandy very quickly because urgently. So sometimes they may have some works in Kandy. That's why this is the verb, have to go to Kandy urgently. The subject has hidden, and this is a kind of sentence which can be used when you write a personal note. That's why I am telling you this kind of sentence also can be used when you write a personal note to your friend or someone else, right? So this is now you see, my dear students, this is very easy format. But most of the students are struggling to write a personal note when they are asked to write a personal note for question number 6, right? If you do more practice on this personal note chapter, you can earn 5 marks without any losing your marks, right? So sometime you may ask me, so how many words are here? So here I told you for this question number 6, the marks have been allocated for C4 and L for 3, altogether 5. So here the students will be asked to write about 30 to 40 words, right? If the examiner satisfied with your writing skill, with your language and with the content, he will give you 2 marks for the content and he will give you 3 marks for the language. If you do spelling errors, grammatical errors, and if you are very poor in your language and the content has not been included perfectly, you will lose your marks from question number from content. Sometimes you may be given 1, and if you have written this personal note with the poor language skills, so you will be given 1 mark. So sometimes you may get only 2 marks for these questions. But so my only for these 2 contents and the language will be given marks, not for the format, right? So there are question number 16 and question number 14. You know, in part 2 question paper, there is a question on 14 and there is a question on 16. So these 2 questions also writing part, right? So here, as you asked me, the format will be given 1 mark, right? But here in question number 6, the format will not be given 1 mark, right? Now I am going to write a personal note. We will see 1 or 2 personal notes and we will move to the next notice, right? Now I am going to write a question. So we will see how to write a personal note. Right, the students, those who are watching this program on Citizen Media Network, so please write down this question, and otherwise if you are able to get a photo, and you can write down it later on in your exercise book, right? Write a note. This is the question. Write a note to one of your friends, inviting him to one of your friends, inviting him or her, to a dinner party at your home, to a dinner party at your home, right? Request your friend to bring the camera. Request your friend to bring the camera. Now this is a question. Now we are going to write a personal note. Now you see, write a note. Now when you read this question, so you have to underline this. This is a note, not the notice, right? So you should know how to write a note, right? Write a note to one of your friends, inviting him or her. If your friend is a male, so you have to invite him. If your friend is a female, you have to invite her to a dinner party at your home. Request your friend to bring the camera. So you know how to write a personal note, as I told you earlier. So this is the box. Now we are going to write a personal note, right? As I told you, here we have to put 2024 and the date is 18. And we have to put a salutation. Here we have Gona. So whatever name you can put. At the end of the salutation, you have to put a comma. Now I am going to write a note. There is a dinner party at our home tomorrow. there is a dinner party at our home tomorrow at 7 p.m. At our home at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. because my father is going to abroad. Because my father is going to abroad the 14th of this month. The 14th of this month. Hope you would come. Hope you would come. Come with your brother. Please bring your camera. Come with your brother. Come with your brother. Bring your camera. Please bring your camera. Please bring your camera. So I have written the name of the writer here, Sanath, right? Now you see, this is a personal note. It is when you comparing with the note of thanks as well as the note of apology, it is a little bit of lengthy personal note, right? So you see, write a note to one of your friends inviting him or her to a dinner party at your home. Request to your friend to bring the camera, right? You don't think this is a question. You see here, you should understand the question first, right? Write a note to one of your friend inviting him or her. You should invite him or her. You have to say there is a dinner party at your home and request your friend to bring the camera, right? So Sanath, you now according to this personal note, now I can tell you Sanath is going to invite his friend Gona, right? Sanath's father is going to abroad on the 14th of this month. Sanath wants the camera of Gona. There is a dinner party at Sanath's house, at Sanath's home at 7 p.m. Right? This is a request. This is a request by Sanath to Gona. Right? After reading this personal note by Gona, Gona can write a personal note to Sanath. Sometime Gona will refuse this invitation extended by Sanath. Sometime Gona will accept this invitation. So that is up to him, right? So this is the personal note which is written by Sanath. You see here, Gona, there is a comma at the end of the salutation. There is a dinner party at our home. There is a dinner party at our home at 7 p.m. My dear students, this is a very simple language in English. This is a very simple language in English. You know, there is format. There is format. And there is format and there are format. You know, when you write a picture description, you can use this there is and there are formats. Right? So, very simple language this is. You know, there is a singular verb in English. So, if there is in a sentence, you see here, a dinner party. So this is a kind of a grammar knowledge, right? If there is in a sentence, there will be a singular object at the end of the sentence, Right? You see here, there is a dinner party. A dinner party. We can't write here likewise. There is dinner parties. You can't write there is dinner parties, because dinner parties are plural. So this is a singular one. If you have written a singular verb in a sentence, so it is followed with the singular noun or a singular object. So that's why we have written there is a dinner party at our home. Now look at this sentence, my dear students. At, this is a preposition. This is a preposition. So we will see in our later lessons, inshallah. So this is a preposition. We can put before a place, before a time, and before an amount, before an age. So we can put this type of at preposition before a noun or a pronoun or a verb or a progressive form, right? நாங்க இதை பார்க்கலாம். எப்படின்னு சொன்னா, இங்க பாருங்க, நான் ஃபுல்லாக தமிழில் கதைக்காமல் இங்கிலீஷ்லேயே கதைச்சிட்டு போகிறதுக்கு காரணம் இருக்கிறது என்னென்னு சொன்னால், இந்த லெசன்ஸ் வந்துக்கிட்டு நீங்கள் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கக்குள்ளே அது உங்களுக்கு விளங்கணுன்றதுக்காக தான் நான் கதைக்கிறேன். அது உங்களுக்கு விளங்கும். நான் தமிழை அவாய்ட் பண்ணுறேன். ரைட், நவ் யூ see here, there is a dinner party. There is a dinner party at our home. This is a preposition. I have written our home after that preposition at 7 a.m. So here you see there is another preposition I have written at 7 a.m. So at 7 p.m. Now these two prepositions are the same. But you see here, after this preposition at, I have written our home. Our is a pronoun. Right, now you see here, after this at, I have written a time. So as I told you earlier, after at preposition, you can write pronoun, you can write a place, you can write a time, you can write an age, or you can write an amount, right? There is a dinner party at our home at 7 p.m. Why you have arranged this dinner party at your home at 7 p.m. on a particular day? Why? Why? There is a reason. The reason is begins with the because. You see here, the reason is begins with because. Because why? Why you have arranged a dinner party at your home at 7 p.m.? Because my father is going to abroad. Because my father is. Here you can ask me why after this is, why you have put going to form. Why you have put going to form. This is present continuous form. It is a grammar knowledge, so we will see later on, inshallah. So my father is going to abroad on the 14th of this month. On the 14th of this month. Now you see here, I have put another preposition here. On. So on the 14th of this month. Right? Now you have understood that there is a dinner party at our home at 7 p.m. because my father is going to abroad on the 14th of this month. Full stop. So now you see, as I have written earlier, hope you would come. You see here, hope you would come. Who hopes? Sanat hopes. Sanat hopes Gona will come to this. Gona will participate in this program, in this dinner party. That's why Sanat writes, hope, I hope you would come. You would come. Right? There is a full stop. And come with your brother. And he is proposing another request. Come with your brother. You come with your brother. Sometimes they may ask, you come with your family. Sometimes you may come with your children. So we can use whatever sentences possible for us, right? So here I have put a full stop. And please bring your camera. Please bring your camera. You see here, request to bring the camera. So I have, he is requesting to bring the camera. Please bring your camera. Right? So now there is a full stop and Sanat has finished this personal note. So this is a personal note. So there are so many personal notes we have, but you know, my dear students, within the 1 hour time, so we are unable to teach you all the things at a time. So therefore now we are going to move the notice part, and also I will give you, and I can share the stuffs which I have on personal notes. So I have English with Abdul. So this is my English with Abdul. This is my YouTube channel, as well as you can subscribe on this YouTube channel. Otherwise you can request me on 773408 you can ask me regarding this personal note. So I can give you, I have so many personal notes. For an example, I can show you, my dear students. So I have so many personal notes, one by one I can't write it here on the board, because of we have lack of facilities here. So that's why more than, I think more than 10 types of personal notes, more than 20 personal notes I have here in this tudes. So if you request me on this my YouTube channel, you can watch this program also, and you can contact me on this through WhatsApp or whatever ways, so I can share these things with you, right? Now, my dear students, now we are looking, how to write the answer for question number 6. So now you have time to take a photo on this and take it down in your writing book later on, inshallah. Right? Now I am going to clean this whiteboard. Right. Now this is the time for me to see how to write a notice. Notice is a very important part for you, because on question number 6, sometime you may be asked to write a notice. So now I am going to teach you how to write a notice, right? This is the notice which I am going to see, which I am going to teach you for this lesson. Right. Before that, I am going to give a small introduction and how to write a notice. How to write a notice, right? This is also question number 6, right? Sometime you may be asked to write a personal note, sometime you may be asked to write a notice. My dear students, now I am going to compare the note as well as the notice, right? So notice is, this is a public, can be seen, right? And note is personal. So as I told you earlier, it is a personal thing. So it is a personal communication method which the students can use in the school as well as at home and somewhere else. But notice is a public, right? It can be seen, it can be seen by all, right? So, there is a notice board in the school, right? So some events and some programs and some results and some invitations, so will be displayed on the school notice board. So here also the students are tested to write a notice. Last time also, I think in 2019 also, the students were asked to write a notice, I think. So it will not be seen by you all, because it is question number 6. So the students were asked to write a notice on question number 6 in 2019. So it is also very easy. So before I am going to teach notice for you, this is the difference between the note and the notice. Notice can be seen by all, but personal note cannot be seen by all, but that is personal, right? Right. Now if you, this is also there is a format for writing a notice. This is, for an example, notice. You can put a heading like this, notice, and at the end of this notice you have to write the date here. Okay, for an example, 2020 and 4th and 18. Here you can write the writer who has written this notice. For an example, here as usually, secretary, for an example, English Literary Association, Royal College, right? So this is a format to write a notice, right? So this is a format. You see here, there is a heading. So there is a heading, we have put that notice, and it is the right side of the notice, and this is the left side of the notice. On the left side of the notice, on the left hand corner of the bottom, so you have to write the date, and the right hand corner of the bottom, you have to write the person who is writing this notice, right? So now I am going to teach you, my dear students, before you are going to write a notice, right? So you should know these prepositions first. And from, to, on, at, from, to, and be verb is sometime or sometime am will not be used in the notice sometime. So this is the be verb can be used here, and from can be used, and to can be used, at can be used sometime, on can be used, and along with of also can be used when you write a notice, right? Here I am going to teach you, this is of. For an example, you see here how to use this of when you write a notice, right? For an example, I have written here English Literary Association, right? English Literary Association of Royal College. You see here how I have used this of. This is a preposition. You see here, this is of. So you see English Literary Association. It is also a noun, and of, after this of, you see here Royal College, it is also a noun. So of is a unique preposition which carries nouns before and after of this preposition. Now you see, this is the example, and how to use of when you write a notice, right? This is a simple example you. So English Literary Association of Royal College has planned to conduct a Shramadaniya program on this and like that, right? So now let's move. What is on? And why do you want to learn about on here? So on also can be used, you know, on has a different usages in English language, but in the notice we can write a day, or a date, So after on, this is also a kind of preposition, so we can write on. After that we can write a day or a date. So now let's move to this at. So after this preposition, you can write a place. You can write a place or a time. For an example, my dear students, we used to listen when we hear news on Channel I or whatever TV channels in. We can hear this at Temple Trees in Colombo. You see here, at Temple Trees in Colombo. You see here I have used two prepositions. One is at, the another one is in. So where the temple trees is in Sri Lanka, it is in Colombo. That's why I have used in here. So in Colombo, what is in Colombo? Temple trees in Colombo. So there are meetings being held at the moment, and every day there is a meeting in Colombo. Every day there is a meeting at Temple Trees in Colombo. So you can use this at preposition before a place, and sometimes you can use before a time. And this is also can be used before a time. But why do we want to use at, and why do we want to use from and to when we write a time in a notice? So my dear students, you see here, sometime you may write 9:30 a.m. So this is, you can use only if you want to write, if you want to mention at 9:30 p.m. the program is going to be started, so you can put it is enough. But if your program, sometime the blood donation camp, sometime you may have a blood donation camp from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if the writer wants to indicate, if the writer wants to mention and when the program is going to be started and at what time is going to be ended. So here the writer desires to mention the time in this type, but here the writer wants to write the time by just putting at 9:30 a.m. but the writer doesn't know when the program is going to be held, is going to be closed, right? So that's why before writing this notice, right, you should know how to use of and how to use on, at, and from, and to, and the be verbs, right? Finally, I want to tell you the be verbs, right? You see, my dear students, when you write a notice, you will be asked to write a date, and you will be asked to write a venue, and you will be asked to write a time, and you will be asked to write a purpose. And sometime you will be asked to write the name of a chief guest. The name of a chief guest. So now I am going to explain you why do we want to use be verbs when you write notice. Now you see, now you are going to invite the Minister of Education, Dallas Alahaperuma, right? So you can write here, Honorable Dallas Alahaperuma is the chief guest. Honorable Dallas Alahaperuma is the chief guest. You can write Honorable Dallas Alahaperuma, comma, Minister of Education, comma, is the chief guest. So some students asked me, why can't we put will be? So you have to put is, because you have decided who is going to be the chief guest for this program. So you don't need to predict he is going to be the chief guest. So that's why I am telling you, my dear students. So here you can use the verb is also when you write a notice, right? Now I am going to write a notice, a simple notice for you, for your knowledge. Now you have, now I didn't write anything so I'll write a notice and now, you know, I'm going to write a small notice. Now your school has arranged a annual inter-house debate competition. Your school has arranged annual inter-house debate competition, right? Debate competition, right? You are asked to write date, comma, time, and venue, right? Sometime chief guest, and what is the purpose you have conducting this inter-house debate competition among the students, and who are the participants. So sometime you may ask to write notice by including these things. So this is the message. Now you are going to have an annual inter-house debate competition. You have to put a date and a time and a venue, right? And the chief guest, who is the chief guest, and the purpose, why do you conduct this annual inter-house debate competition, and who is going to take part in this competition. So my dear students, you should know, now you will be asked to write, imagine that you are the secretary of the English Literary Association or a literary association. So For that only I have written here Secretary, English Literary Association, Royal College. Now imagine, my dear students, I am the Secretary of the English Literary Association of Royal College. Now I am going to write a notice for you, right? Look at this whiteboard here. Now I am going to enlarge this box because sometimes the space may not be allow me to include all the things, right? Look at this notice. I have put a notice, right? Now this is the secretary. I am the secretary of the English Literary Association, right? The English Literary Association, the English Literary Association has planned to conduct the annual inter-house debate competition. The annual inter-house debate competition. The annual inter-house debate competition on, for an example, on Monday 20th April 2020, on Monday 20th April 2020 at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. On Monday 2013 at 9 a.m. in the school main hall. In the school main hall, right? In the school main hall. Honorable, as I said you earlier, Honorable Dallas Alaha Peruma, Minister of Education, is, there is another comma, is the chief guest. Is the chief guest. Only grade 11 students can take part in it. Only grade 11 students can take part in it. The purpose is to encourage the purpose is to encourage the students to develop the English knowledge. Right, full stop. Earlier I have written here Secretary, English Literary Association, Royal College. Here I have put the date 2020 April 18th. So this is the format when you write a notice, right? It is a little bit of lengthy one. So sometime you may be asked like this, use about 50 to 60 words. So then you can write on this. Now I'm going to tell you. Right. Now I am going to tell you, now I am going to explain you this notice. So my dear students, how I have used this preposition in this notice. You can watch this program in a better way, I think. It's a live program, as I said you earlier. So here I have put a notice, and here I have put who is the writer of this notice: Secretary, English Literature Association, Royal College, and when is the notice is written. Now you see here I have used the English Literary Association has planned. So here now I am going to insert a sentence. You see here, the English Literary Association of, the English Literary Association of Royal College, right? The English Literary Association of Royal College. There is no full stop. Now you see here, the English Literary Association of Royal College. You see, I have used this of preposition here. So you can simply understand. So this is what I have used, how I have used this preposition of here. The English Literary Association is available in Royal College. That's why we have written here, the English Literary Association of Royal College has planned. What? They have planned it. They have planned it. They have decided. They have decided to conduct. They have decided to hold. They have planned. They have arranged. They have done all the measures to conduct the annual debate competition. That's why you see here, the English Literary Association of Royal College has planned to conduct. The students may use this word like this: contact. So this is my contact number. Contact is different with the conduct. Conduct, you can hear this word conductor, as we use the conductor in the bus, who is giving you ticket when you get on into the bus. So the conductor will ask you, where do you want to go? So the conductor will give you a ticket in the bus. So contact is different than the contact. So this is the contact number, right? You see here, Royal College has planned to conduct the annual inter-house debate competition. So what they have planned? They have planned to conduct the annual inter-house debate competition, right? You see here, on when they are going to have this inter-house debate competition? On Monday. So on Monday is not enough. So Monday is 20th of April 2020. Now you can look at the calendar. So when is 20th of April? The 20th of April is on Monday. So that's why I have put the competition on Monday, comma, there is a comma you see here. Sometime you may, you can put the also here before the date. On Monday, the 20th of April, 20th April 2020, at 9 a.m. You see here, I have used the 8 here. At 9 a.m. Where do you have this program here? In the school main hall. Now you see, my dear students, I have written the message, annual inter-house debate competition. So the date is okay on Monday 20th April 2020, and the time is also okay at 9 a.m. and the venue is a place. Where do you have the program? Where are you? Where you have the program? That is the place. That is the venue, right? Here also I have used the venue, right? And the right. So these things have been included in the paragraph, right? Now this is the second para you see here. Honorable Dallas Salah Peruma. He is a person, comma, who is he? He is the Minister of Education. He is the Minister of Education. He is the chief guest. You see here, I have used is here. As I told you earlier, we have to use be verb when you write a notice. So you see, Honorable Dallas Salah Peruma, comma, Minister of Education, comma, is the chief guest. This sentence is okay. So you see here, chief guest is all okay. And now you see, who is going to take part? Who is going to take part in the competition? Who is going to take part? Right. You see here, the students sometimes may struggle to find the meaning of these words. Take part and participate. Right? take part equal to participate. You see here, simply you can keep it in your heart. That's part. Okay, participate. It can be changed like this, participate. And take place. These two words can be used with the take, right? Take part is participate. Take place is happen, right? Happen. What happened to you? What happened to you? As well as occur. Occur. O-double-C-U-R. Right? These are the synonyms for take place, and this is the synonym for take part. Right? Honorable Dallas Salahaperuma, the Minister of Education, is the chief guest. Only grade 11 students can take part. Only grade 11 students can take part. You see here? You see here? Who can participants? Who is the participants? I am telling you, see here, only, not the other grades. Only grade 11 students can take part in it. In it mean, it here, I have used the pronoun. It mean in the inter-house debate competition. Right? Now, finally, I have written here, the purpose is. Here also I have used the be verb. The purpose is, one and only purpose. That's why I have used here is. The purpose is to encourage. Right? To encourage the students to develop their English knowledge. Right? So the purpose also included. Now I am going to tell you, my dear students, the examiner is going to mark. And how is going to the examiner mark you? You see here, content for 2 and the language for 3. Right? Now you see, what is the content? The content is, you see here, annual inter-house debate competition. It must be here. Date and time and venue. Here date is here, time is here, and the venue is here. And the chief guest is here, Dallas Salahaperuma, Minister of Education. Purpose is here, to encourage the students to develop the English knowledge. And the participants also here, only grade 11 students can take part in it. So here, all the contents have been included in the notice. So you will be given 2 marks. And the language is also 100% perfect. There is no punctuation error. There is no spelling error. And you have used a well grammar. So for that you will be given 3 marks. Or altogether you will be you will be given by the examiner 5 marks for this question. Right? So I think the time also exceeded 10 minutes. From the time which have been allocated for me, and this is my kind request, my dear students. So from the 1 hour time, so I can do as far as I concern. So whatever possible I have taught you. So this, I think this lesson will help you how to write answers for question number 6. Inshallah, we will move on question number 8 and the rest of the questions in part 1. So we will do more practice and more questions on part 1 paper, because there are 40 marks for part 1 paper, only for 8 questions. So my dear students, so finally this is the time, so we are nearing to finish this program. So finally I want to tell you, this is my YouTube channel and our Citizen Media. So now you are watching this program, live program on Citizen Media. So you can Citizen Media, so you can watch this program on FB, and also you can subscribe. You can subscribe my YouTube channel. On English with Abdul. English with Abdul. If you have any doubts, and if you want any essays and articles and some other notices and personal note, you can contact me on 077-3408-199. This is my contact number. Right? This is enough, I think. And finally, I want to thank my sincere thanks and heartfelt gratitude goes to Citizen Media Director M.A. Fahad. who voluntarily came forward and requested me to have a class for the students. So நான் இந்த தமிழ்ல சொன்னாலும் நல்லம் நினைக்கிறேன். அவர் தனியாக வந்து எனக்கிட்ட வேண்டுகோள் விடுத்தார். அவர் அந்த கல்விக்கு நாங்கள் ஏதாவது இந்த COVID-19 வச்சு நாங்கள் ஏதாவது செய்யணும் எங்களோட பிள்ளைகளுக்கு மாணவர்களுக்குன்னு சொல்லி அவர் எங்கள்கிட்ட வேண்டிக் கொண்டார். என்கிட்ட கேட்டுக்கொண்டார் பர்சனலாக. அவர் எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சவர்ன்றதால் அவர் என்கிட்ட கேட்டுக்கொண்டார். அப்போ நானும் அதுக்குரிய உண்மையாக உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், நாட்டில் கர்ஃப்யூ இம்போஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு. ஸோ ஆஸ் வி ஆர் ஜேர்னலிஸ்ட், யூனோ, நான் ஒரு ஜேர்னலிஸ்ட், அதே போல் அவர் ஒரு ஜேர்னலிஸ்ட், நான் ஒரு டீச்சர். அந்த அந்த ஐடென்டிட்டியை வச்சு தான் நாங்கள் இந்த விஷயத்தை உங்களுக்கு செய்கிறோம். இது ஒரு கல்வி சேவை, இது ஆத்மார்த்த ரீதியாக மனிதர்களுக்கு மாணவர்களுக்கு சென்றடையணும் என்ற நோக்கில் தான் அவர் என்கிட்ட கேட்டுக்கொண்டாரு. So my sincere and heartfelt thanks goes to Citizen Media Director M.A. Fahad and its technical in charge K.M. Afham for their creativity and generosity. I want to tell you frankly, the helpful mind should have if you want to do anything. If you want to help to other people, you should have a generosity in your heart. And also, my dear students, this is for all our students, and a grade 9 and a grade 10 students also can benefit from this program. And also, you know, in the August, the advanced level students and the grade 5 students also going to face their examination. அதே போல advanced level studentsக்கு வந்துகிட்டு ஜெனரல் இங்கிலீஷ் ஒண்டி இருக்கிறதால அவங்களுக்கும் 2-3 கிளாஸஸ்களை நாங்கள் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். I have experience in grade 5 children and teaching, so I can do some other lessons for grade 5 children too, because both these two grades are going to sit examination in the coming August. So the O-level students are going to have their examination in the December. So you expect more live videos and live programs on Citizen Media for O-level and grade 5 children too. Right? Please, my kind request to the audience, please encourage Citizen Media and us by sharing this program for the benefit of the students of this country, those who are staying at home due to this COVID-19 disease. Right? Thank you for watching our program today. We hope you have gained something or enough knowledge from this program. We will see you on our next program, inshallah. Thank you very much. And I want to tell you once more, I forgot to remind you, I expect this year the coronavirus disease, you know, the COVID-19 can be asked in 3 types. I expect, inshallah, the next class I will focus on this. Sometime you may be asked to write a paragraph. Sometime you may be asked to write a informal letter to your friend about the disease in your country. Sometime you will be asked to write a picture description, graph description. So I have prepared 3 questions, writing a paragraph, writing an informal letter, and write an essay, I think. So I have brought here some stuffs to teach you. So these are the vocabularies you have to learn before you write a letter on COVID-19. So pandemic, you know, self-isolation, isolation and social distancing, epidemic, and there are, you know, the symptoms and screening, evacuate, fatality, death toll, the outbreak, pandemic, and self-quarantine or self-isolation, and staying at home. So these are the vocabularies you have to build up before you have to write a paragraph on this COVID-19. And I have prepared a paragraph, I have prepared an informal letter to write to a friend, and I have prepared bar graph for this disease. And inshallah we will teach this type of questions on our live program in the future. Thank you very much. MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. The Citizen Media க்கு என்னுடைய நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aibowan. Vanakkam.